Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday. Did you just catch what McKelie Brown had to say about Robyn Brown on Sister Wives this week? I mean, the reactions were something else. When asked if the wives would come back, Robyn's answer was a flat no, and you could just feel it. She wasn't hiding it. Do you want them to return? No. How would that make you feel? No. Do I want them back? Absolutely not. Then she tried to soften it a bit, throwing out this line about, "It gives me hope, but it's dangerous." But we all knew what that really meant. And honestly, McKelie's raw reaction to that? Spot on. It mirrored what a lot of us were probably thinking while watching. And here's something I'm starting to understand more clearly. While McKelie and Tony have their issues with Kody, a big part of it isn't just about Kody. It's about Robyn, too. In a recent Patreon discussion about the episode, the question came up, could Kody's so-called apology tour make reunions possible? The answer? Sure, maybe, but only if Robyn isn't involved. If Robyn's in the mix, the answer is a hard, resounding no. Some of the kids are open to having conversations with Kody, but being forced into a relationship with Robyn? Absolutely off the table. Let me show you a little more of McKelie's reaction to Robyn, because her face says it all. What the hell? Oh, that was interesting. Hope is dangerous sometimes. Look at her expression. Doesn't it just scream, nope, not interested, don't even think about coming back? Compare that to someone who's hurt but still vulnerable. They'd have a softer, sadder look like, I can't talk about it, it hurts. But McKelie, she's firmly in the absolutely not camp. And then there's the language she used, calling it like it is. She compared it to a parasite, which is pretty intense. From her perspective, if any of the wives came back, it would be like inviting a parasite in, like welcoming an enemy. And honestly, the idea of Robyn using that term, it's almost laughable. Like, imagine calling someone a parasite while claiming the moral high ground. It's a little absurd, but that's the reality we're seeing here.
They're exploiting you. They're lazy. They're only coming back to get access to our money. They want to take all our resources. That's the language McKelie and Tony are unpacking, and honestly, it hits hard. Picture it, someone calling you a parasite. By definition, a parasite invades a host, drains it of its resources, and leaves destruction in its wake. That's the imagery they're using. But here's the irony. If Robyn truly thinks of the other women this way, the logic kind of loops back on her. In this scenario, she's the one who entered the family and created tension, who drained resources, caused conflicts, and leaned heavily on the contributions of others. She didn't have a second job outside Sister Wives. She was the one really sucking the energy out of the family dynamic. And yet, in her mind, everyone else is a parasite. People who've known Robyn and the family back this up. They've said she's made comments labeling others in the family, especially the kids and the ex-wives, as evil, wicked, wrong. Essentially, everyone but her is the villain in her story. So when McKelie and Tony watch her respond to the question of the wives returning, and she talks about hope or acts like people coming back are a danger, it's not just casual drama. They read it as Robyn literally seeing them as parasites. Think about that for a second. That's a deep, dismissive, almost dehumanizing view. It shows a complete lack of regard for the feelings, contributions, or humanity of the people around her. And here's the kicker. Tony used to be Robyn's defender. He used to genuinely care for her. Now, he's at the point of saying she sees us as parasites. That's a huge shift in perception. And when you add in everything else people have told me about how Robyn treats the family, her sense of superiority, the way she and Kody act as if they're above everyone else, it paints a picture of deep resentment and contempt. It's not just about disagreements or hurt feelings. It's a total devaluation of everyone around her.
On the show, Robyn has spent years claiming she wanted the one house, the one family, the big picture. But when you look at it closely, if she truly sees the other women and their kids as parasites, that paints a much darker picture. Privately, she's dehumanizing them, stripping away their feelings, their humanity. There's no empathy for what they've gone through. Instead, she's looking at them with contempt and even hatred. And think about what it really means if a wife were to return. It's not just one adult coming back, it means her kids are coming back too. Because if a mom is with dad, the family comes together again. So for Robyn, according to McKelie and Tony, that return isn't a reunion, it's a threat. If she sees the women and children as enemies or parasites, it shows she had no problem alienating the kids because she never truly saw them as children. They weren't family to her. They were transactions, obstacles, or inconveniences. The level of hostility she apparently had toward kids is staggering. Let's put it in perspective. Robyn was in her early 30s when she joined the family in 2009. The kids were all over the age map. Logan was 15 or 16, Aspen and Leon around 15, Maddie about 15, McKelie and Hunter were 13 or 14, Peyton 11, Dayton and Gabriel 9 or 10, Gwendolyn about the same, Isabel 6, and Savannah only 5. And Truly hadn't even been born yet. These were children. Some teens, yes, but children nonetheless. So imagine a 31 or 32-year-old walking in and viewing them as parasitic, hostile, or manipulative, as though they were deliberately taking something from her. Even if there were clashes, arguments, or normal teenage drama, it doesn't erase the fact that they were kids. And it certainly doesn't excuse the fact that her very presence and the way she disrupted their lives was a major source of the tension. She didn't just misunderstand them, she fundamentally failed to see their humanity.
Robyn's intrusion into this family created so much disruption that it's no wonder the kids reacted the way they did, lashing out, resisting, trying to protect themselves. And empathy? That was never part of the equation for her. Even now, years later, there's still tension and hostility. That's why the kids want nothing to do with her. They simply don't feel valued or respected. When the conversation turns to the idea of a family reunion, McKelie and Tony made one thing perfectly clear. A reunion with Robyn just isn't happening. Would the future happen if Robyn was at the barbecue? No. It's that simple. A reunion could happen if the other wives' kids were there, absolutely. But if it involved just Robyn and Dad? Nope. That scenario would be awkward. Think back to when Robyn and Dad showed up at Logan's wedding. Even then, the presence of Robyn changed the dynamic entirely. McKelie breaks it down further. There's already a functional unit with Cody, Janelle, and their kids. That unit exists around parenthood. They parent those kids together, and that bond is solid. They can enjoy family moments, like a barbecue, without bringing in anyone else who might stir conflict. Robyn doesn't need to be part of that. Other kids could attend, sure, but the core family doesn't require her presence to enjoy themselves. For Janelle's kids, the idea of forming a relationship with Cody, or any kind of blended family dynamic, would take an enormous effort. Maybe a few of the older kids, like Logan or Maddie, might be in contact with him, but beyond that, the likelihood of a meaningful relationship is slim if Robyn is in the picture. Simply put, no Robyn means a chance at peace and connection. And it's important to remember the raw emotions tied to how Robyn treated specific kids, like Gabriel and Garrison. Her behavior left lasting scars, and those feelings are still very much alive. That's why any discussion of family reunions has to consider the deep personal impact she's had, and why so many are unwilling to include her. And when you think about how Garrison and Gabriel were treated, alienated, accused of things they didn't do, labeled as parasites, it's heartbreaking. They saw through Robyn's behavior, especially with the way she created COVID rules to keep everyone away from Cody. They recognized the manipulation, they called it out, and instead of listening, Robyn got mad at them for speaking the truth. That's classic narcissistic behavior. Narcissists hate being confronted with the truth. And once someone becomes the truth teller, that person often becomes the target of a smear campaign, with others brought in to reinforce it. In Garrison's case, it became, he's a narcissist, he's a jerk, how dare he call my wife? Seriously, pause and think about that. In what world is it wrong for a child to call a stepmother and express their feelings? Nowhere. But in Robyn's world, anything that challenges her is unacceptable. This is the same woman who got angry when people said no to her Zoom Christmas gift exchange plans. She said she was tired of being pushed back, tired of trying, tired of not being the center of power. Robyn wanted control. She wanted respect and authority, and when she didn't get it, everyone else became the villain. It's very much a queen off with your heads energy. If you don't bow down, you're wrong, and she's right. Because of that, it's no wonder the kids are hesitant or outright unwilling to be around her. What she did to the boys and how it affected Savannah with housing and stability while she was still in high school shows a pattern of weaponizing conflict to manipulate relationships. Viewing the kids as parasites and mistreating them while pushing Cody into the middle of it all, that's pure vindictiveness. One of you shared a comment recently about being a stepmom. You said, if a child doesn't want a relationship with you, you can't force it. You can want that relationship, but you should never put your spouse in a position where they have to choose between you and their children. That's exactly how a good stepmom or anyone stepping into a blended family should think. You nurture relationships, you don't sabotage them, and you certainly don't make children feel like enemies or parasites. That's why, plain and simple, Robyn is not invited to the barbecue. She's not welcome on Brown Family Island. Her past behavior shows she's unsafe for these kids emotionally. She's caused too much hurt. So besties, I want to hear from you. What do you think about all of this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.